Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Sixpoint Craft Ales, and it is a can of their high res. Really looking forward to getting into this one. It's 111 IBUs. It's 11.1% ABV. This can was hand given to me by Aaron Eckroth, one of the kind of guys at Sixpoint Craft Ales. I was lucky enough to meet him in Cardiff. In Wales, he came over to brew the Make It Rain. It was an Adnams collaboration with Wetherspoons. So we sat in Wetherspoons, we had a few beers. Check out my interview with him. But he said to me, I've got a couple of cans of your high res for you. So I am really looking forward to getting this out because I really like their resin. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Of course, it's in a can. I love canned craft beer. Keeps the beer so fresh. Keeps the beer away from all that nasty light. But look at this. Look at this beer in the glass. It's poetic. It's a 1 to 2 finger white head. There's nice carbonation there, gently floating up the side of the glass. Let me turn it around for you. You can see it better from this side. There's the carbonation. It's a deep amber colour. Let me pull it back and let's get it back in again because it wasn't in focus. There you go. Deep amber colour. A little bit hazy. There's got to be that hop haze in there. There's loads of American hops. Got to get the aroma on this amber coloured beer then. Here we go. And you know what? And I find this with this kind of big, hectic IPA, this style of beer. The aroma, you get yourself charged up for the review. You get the can out. I've done 6 takes trying to get it right. I've been going, oh, no, no. I've been getting it wrong 5 or 6 times. I finally get it right. I get it out into the can, into the glass, all excited. And I get the aroma and it's like, oh, it kind of calms you. It kind of, calm down. It's lovely. It's tropical. It's grapefruity. It's lemony. It's that pithy kind of lemon. It's piney, pine needles. It's sweet. And it just makes me want to dive in. And this is the can before the storm. I've gone high. This has calmed me down a bit. Let's see if this can charge me back up again. Cheers, everyone. Wow! Stone the Crows! Stone the Crows! What an absolutely fantastic double, triple IPA, call it what you want. It's so bitter. It's so kind of head rushing, blood rushing bitter. It nearly popped my eyeballs on my head. It's still pulling now. I kind of thought I got over that kind of bitterness, and then it just came ramping back as I was mentioning my eyeballs falling out. It came to really give them a good punch from the back to make sure they're kind of in. Mesmerisingly good beer. It does give you a bit of an alcohol warm, but other than that, you would never believe this beer was 11.1% ABV. Oh, cracking stuff. Let's go again. The beer's got a great mouthfeel. Some of these big beers, they can be, it's bitter. Some of these big beers, that kind of resinous, that pininess, that hop, the hop oils, them really sticky oils, they can kind of get overly done, and they can really stick on your lips, and they can really kind of make the beer really harsh and kind of slide down the throat but stick there. beer's so surprisingly drinkable. It is massively hoppy, but they've somehow, at Sixpoint Craft Ales, they've somehow kind of made it refreshing and not too sticky on the lips. That's magical, absolutely magical. Let's pull some flavours, because I've mentioned the bitterness. Of course, with that bitterness comes a massive bucket load of flavour. It really does knock you on the back heel. It pushes you kind of back and you think, whoa, this is a full-on beer. It's so tropical. It's grapefruity, it's sweet, it's lemony, it's a bit of lime in there. There's a hint of licorice in this beer, believe it or not. It's lovely and sweet and malty. You're going to need a lot of malt in there. It's got to make a lot of kind of sugar in the beer to be able to turn that sugar into alcohol with the yeast. So it's a nice sweet beer, but they balance that sweetness really well with the hops. They put enough of these American hops in here to balance it out. It's pale stone fruits. It's peach. It's apricot. It's everything. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. This is an incredible beer, incredible. Right, let me rock this beer back and forth. Look at the little bubbles chasing the head up the side of the glass. It shows that the beer's got good body. But as I mentioned earlier, the drinkability on this beer is the one aspect of the beer which for me really stands out. You could go crazy on them hops and talk about them hops for the next 3 minutes. You could talk about the malt and the balance, because it's great. But for me, it's the drinkability. It's how well this beer goes down, and it's how well the alcohol's hidden. Okay, there's a little burn going on down there, but it's 11.1% ABV. This is great stuff, great stuff. And I've gone back down to being, I've kind of gone back down again now into okay, it's smashed my palate to pieces. It really has. Your palate can take up to about 100 IBUs. It's international bittering units if you don't kind of understand the terms. Your palate can take up to 100. This is 111. And what happens with hops, you can kind of, they can just smash your palate to pieces. And that's what's happened here. So I've had a first few tastes of this beer, and I got that massive bitterness and that hoppiness and that wonderful sweetness. And now your palate kind of adjusts. It kind of thinks, whoa, what's happened here? Goes into overdrive. So it's just a case now of just enjoying the beer and drinking it. I want to go and sit in a corner and cradle this and reflect on it and enjoy it, and I think I'm going to do that. But first I'm going to rate it. Sixpoint Craft Ales High Res, 11.1% ABV. It's March 2014. This is the best IPA we've had so far on the channel this year. It's absolutely fantastic. Of course, this beer gets a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I would struggle to find the smallest fault with this beer. It's faultless. It's got nice carbonation. It's got everything. It's a faultless performance again from Sixpoint. Considering this is a double or maybe even a triple IPA at 11.1% ABV. It's very well done. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to Real Ale Craft Beer, and cheers.